So hello everyone, today we are going to start with day 4 in which we are going to see some powerful tools of AutoCAD which covers object snap, layering, dimensioning and dimension styles. So to start with, we are going to start with object snap. So the word snap means grasping any point or object. So the command object snap will lie in this status bar. You can see here at the lower right side, this blue color icon with rectangle. If I click on this option, you will get to see the object snapping points which are present in this setting. So there are different types of snapping points such as endpoint, midpoint, center point, geometric center, node, quadrant, intersection, and many more such as tangency, nearest, parallel, perpendicular. All these options are right now on. But if I click on these icons, they will get off. You can see here the click mark is being kept off here. Suppose if I put off this endpoint, midpoint, center point, perpendicular and tangency, say OK, and now when I go for taking a new object with the reference of line, center point of this circle is not visible now, neither for this circle. Same is the case for endpoints. We can see here endpoint is not being showing, it is showing nearest only. Suppose if I go again on object snap settings and I put off the nearest option also, quadrants also off, say OK. Now if I drag the line on circle, these quadrant points are also not visible now. Same case is with the nearest. Now I cannot grasp the nearest point or end point. It is just showing the extension point. If I start this line, referring this as the end point, and I click here, you can see here the line has been made. Still when you zoom out, you can see these points are not connected with each other. Means they are not starting at the correct point. Again, if I go for line command and if I try to start the line from this horizontal line endpoint, we can see here there is no highlight of the endpoint being shown here. It is because the settings in the object snap endpoint is been kept off. You can see here, say OK. If I start the line from here, still when I zoom it, we can see they are not connected together. Now in circle, if I go for the selection of center point of the circle, center point is not been highlighted here just because of the object snap setting being off here. So to start that, again say right click object snap settings and select all option. Means all the options will be put on here. Say OK. Now if I go for the circle center, it is grasping the center. If I go for the lines endpoint, it will grasp the endpoint here. And we can draw the straight line from the endpoint without having any connection gap. I delete this one. Same way, if I want one line tangent to be made between these two circles, I'll say object snap settings, say right click on this icon, go to object snap settings, and I'll put off all the options. Just tangency will be put on here. Say OK. Now it will only show the tangency as a snapping point. The other snapping points are not been highlighted here. It is because all the snap points are being kept off. So here tangency has been started, and when I will drop this line on the circle, it will again show the tangency to end the line. So now this line is been made tangent in between both the circles by using object snap settings. I'll put on all the options again. There is another way of making this line tangent to both the circles. In that case, we don't need to put on the tangency option and the other options off. We can directly go for the line command. After selecting the line command, don't go directly on the circle. Instead of that, we will keep the cursor aside, hold the control key, right click on the mouse, select the option list here as tangent. And the tangency has been started. We can see the tangency symbol has been highlighted there. Click anywhere on the circle, the line will be starting from the tangency only. Now to drop the line on the other side, continue press hold the control key, then right click on the mouse and then again select the tangent. Here I'll drop the tangency again. So now both the lines are coming tangent to both the circles. The way to start taking the line tangency is select the line, continuous press control key, say right click while holding the control key, select the tangency starting point, again hold the control key, say right click, say tangency and drop the line on the other circle. In this way, lines will automatically come tangent to both the circle or arcs. Now sometimes even if the settings are on, all the options are on, but this object snap option itself is off, still we can't grasp any object or endpoints. It is because object snap option has been put off. So here the color on the display is showing black color. If I put on this option, the icon will be highlighted in blue color. Means object snap is on again and we can go for grasping the points. So this was object snap settings. Next we are going to go for layering. Till now, whenever we were making any objects such as lines, rectangles, circles, we always need to change the color from this option, that is from properties. Maybe color, maybe line type. But if I want this to be predefined, and then you can utilize them together itself without switching to these options, for that we can go for the layer option. We just need to go on layer properties, click on this option, and here you will get the option to make new layer. This option with orange dot, you just need to click here. Before that you can see predefined layer has been there, that is zero layer having color white, line type continuous. That's why whenever we were drawing the lines, they were coming in white color. But this time we need to define the new layer. For that again we'll select this icon here and then we need to define the name. So I'll define this name as center line. Click on this option for the color here. Put on the color. I'll select this color here. So the line type required. So I'll select this load option. So one thing more, we can select the line type from here also. Instead of going in properties, we can define the line type in layers also here. You just need to select line type, select load option, and you will get the list of the different line types. So I'm going to select the center line for the center line layer. Say OK. Again OK. But still this layer line type is not being changed. So I'll select it again and it is loaded here. So I'll select the center line and say OK again. So now for center line layer, we can see the line type is also been assigned as center only. If I want to assign the thickness for the line type, you can assign the thickness also here. So the line widths will go for the thickness. I'll say the thickness here as 0.4 mm. Say OK. Next, again we'll make one more layer. Say new layer here again. And go for the name here as hidden. So I'm making the layer for hidden lines. I'll select the color here as yellow. And the line type I am going to select here is hidden line. So after saying load, you can see this option here, hidden line. Say OK. Select the current line type also as hidden only. Say OK again. And you can see this line type is being changed. If we don't change the thickness, it will carry forward the last layer thickness here. That's why it is showing 0.4. So I'm going to change the thickness also here. That is line weight. Select this option and say default only for this line type. Next, again I want one more layer. For that I'm going to say dimension layer. You can give any name you required here. I'll select the color here as green. And line type I'm going to take for the dimensioning here is continuous only. Say OK. So now we have made 3 layers here. First layer was predefined. The layers we have made here are center line, hidden and dimension layer. We have also provided the thickness and line types here. We will get one more option, that is transparency. You can provide the value for the transparency from 0 to 90. It will make the layer transparent, or we can say it will make the layer faint a little bit so that it may stand out differently and in light colors. For that we can use transparency, but we are not providing transparency right now. We will see it later. Say OK now. So all the layers are been made. We'll just close the layer tab here and we can see by clicking on this arrow in layers, all the layers been made are been highlighted here. Now we need to select the required current layer. So the current layer is coming as 0. So whatever drawings we are going to make will be made in 0 layer. But if I change the current layer and make it center, that time in properties we can see color is coming according to the layer been set. Thickness is also coming according to layer thickness been set, as well as the line type. So now we don't need to go here for changing any property. We can just directly set them in properties of the layer and that layer can be applied directly as a current layer. So now as the current layer is center line, we'll make the rectangle here It will by default be made in center line only. You can see the line type is coming as center, and this rectangle is been made. If I want to increase the thickness little bit more, select the layer, go for this thickness option, update it as 1 mm, say close, but still we can see it is having the same thickness as of the earlier objects. It is because if you want to show the thickness, you need to go in status bar and you need to put on the line weight option first, and then the thickness will be highlighted here. So here the thickness option is not being shown. So for line weight, I am going to select in the status bar this option, that is customization. Click on this customization option, and here we'll get the line weight option. We'll just put on this option. So whichever option you want in status bar, and if it is not shown here, you can select this customization option and put on and off the option here, so as to display it in the status bar or not. I'll select on this option here, show height line weight, and now you can see this line weight that is of 1 mm is been shown here. But we need to zoom and then see whether this line type is coming or not. So to highlight that it is the center line only, we need to change the line type scale. We have seen this command line type scale in day 1. Shortcut key for that is LTS enter. And you need to select the scale factor. I'll say the scale factor as 10. You can see the difference now. Still, I want the scale factor to be made more resolved. For that, again, I'll say LTS enter. Instead of 10, I'll say 20 as a scale factor value. Say enter. And now it is showing in the center lines. If I want to change the thickness again, go for the layers and change the value for the thickness. I'll say 0.5 only. Say OK. And now you can see the thickness of the line is been reduced, and we can clearly see the line type now. So in this way we can increase or decrease the line type scale, as well as we can provide the thickness and colors in layers itself. We don't need to use this properties option again. Now what is the advantage of using these layers? We would have get this result of line type, colors from properties also, but still we are using these layers. It is because I show you this with one example. We have this circle here. We'll make one rectangle also. So for that, select the rectangle command. I'll make this rectangle here. We'll change the layer first. I'll say this layer as hidden, and we are going to make one rectangle. So this rectangle has been highlighted. We'll put some offsets here. Say O enter, shortcut key for offset. Provide the distance required, and then we'll go for the offsets. 20 is showing very low value. Again we'll go for the offset, and we'll increase the value as 200. We'll go for the circles also with this offset value, as well as this rectangles. Now we can see both rectangles and circles are coming together only. They are being seen entangled with each other. So if I want to separate these rectangles from the circles, I need to select them separately each time and then move. We'll go on this layer option, and as the circles are having 0 layer, we are going to put off or turn off the layer. This option, you can see the bulb symbol. I'll just click on this bulb symbol and it will put off. Here you can see the circles are been hidden now. Now if I go for the selection, I'll select the rectangles here. Say move, shortcut key for move command is M enter. Just click on the reference point required and move the rectangles. And when I put on this option again, you can see the circles are being shown here. Now they are not entangled with each other and can be easily separated. So there are many functions with this layer. We will see them later. For now, this is the way for making the layers. You just need to put on the current layer required, and you can go for the options to be made by that particular layer. So the next command we are going to see here is dimension style and dimensions. For that we have already made one layer to give the dimensions. So all the dimensioning options are given here in annotations. Just click the drop down menu and you can see linear, align, angular and different types of dimensioning. So we'll start with the linear dimension here. Before that I'm going to put on the layer for the dimensions and then go for the dimension first type, that is linear. Select the two endpoints of the line and click at the upper side or wherever you want to place the dimension. After placing the dimension, we can see the value, it is coming very small in size and the precision is coming in 0.2. The decimal separator being shown here is comma, and the color of the dimension text is also coming same as of the layer. So we need to update this thing, that is to change the dimension size, change the dimension color, placement of the text as well as the precision of the text. So for doing all this, we need to go in Dimension Style Manager. Shortcut key for Dimension Style Manager is D enter. Just click D enter and we can see Dimension Style Manager is appearing here. Click on Modify. For primary units, select the primary units tab above here. Set the precision first. I'll say I want to take the precision in 0.1 value. So I'm selecting the fraction format as 0.0. Next, the decimal separator, it was shown as comma. I want to change it to period. Means instead of comma, now the decimal separator will be shown as point. After that, we'll select the text tab. Change the color of the text. I'm going to say cyan color here. After changing the color, we are going to go for text height. So the text height here it is showing as 2.5. I'm going to say it as 10. And same size we'll keep for the arrows also here. Select the tab symbols and arrows. And here you have the arrow size. So as the text size was taken 10, I'm going to keep the arrow size also here as 10. We want the ratio of text and arrow size same, that is 1:1. That's why we are keeping the same size here. Text size was 10 and the arrow size is also kept as 10 only. So if you want to show the center mark, it will be shown in this size, that is 2.5. It is in mm, but here the center mark is not been highlighted in preview window. It is because this line is coming along with the arrow, showing the center of the circle. So if I want to remove this line and instead of that I want to show the center mark, just select the fit tab here and fine tuning option is given there. Put off this option, that is draw dimension lines between extension lines. So I'll put off this option. You can see this line has been removed and center mark has been highlighted. So now we can change the size of the center mark. Go to symbols and arrows. Here is the size given, that is 2.5 mm. So I'm going to change this size. I'm saying 0.5 only. I don't want the center mark to be highlighted at much greater size. Then we'll move to text. And we can see the text is coming above the dimension line. I want this text to be coming center of the dimension line. For that, we are going to go for this text placement option. And instead of showing it above, we are going to say centered. Now the text are coming at the centered position of the dimension line. Same way, offset from dimension line option is given here. It is showing the value here as 0.625. So this distance is nothing but the distance between the text and dimension line. So if I want to increase that distance, I'm going to say 0.8 here. Then say OK. Set current is compulsory to say, and then say close. We can see the text size is a little bit increased here and the color is also been changed. Decimal separator is also been updated here and the precision value is coming in 0.1 only. But still we are not able to see the text properly. So for that I'm going to again go for D enter, that is Dimension Style Manager. We'll select the modify and go for this fit option. So instead of increasing the text size and arrow size from both these options, that is text height and arrow size, we'll go for this option, that is fit. So in fit, overall scale is given for text and arrows both. So if I increase this value, the value here will be directly multiplied by the text size been given here. So here I'm going to keep the multiplier as 10 times again. Say OK, set current and close. We can see the text size has been updated. So now we want to again decrease the size. Say D enter, modify, go to fit. And instead of 10, I'm going to say 7 only here. Say OK, set current and close. So now this size has been updated. Again, if you want to decrease the size, say D enter, modify and just go to fit. This value will directly increase or decrease the arrow and text size both at one time only by scaling their values. Say OK, set current and close. Now after editing all the small things in Dimension Style Manager, we are going to go for different types of dimension. We have used here linear dimension. But if I use the linear dimension for this inclined line, you will see the difference. If I go for the linear dimension with this inclined line, it will either show vertical dimension or it will show horizontal dimension. But I want the aligned dimension, it will not show that. So for that, we have the second option, that is aligned dimension. You just need to select 2 points and the aligned dimension will be shown here. So here is the dimension coming. Next, if I want to show the angle, we have the angular option also. Select the angular dimensioning. Click on both the lines to be shown between the angles. And here is the angle coming. That is 50 degrees. Next option given here is arc length. So select the arc length option. Click on the arc. And the arc length will be shown here. If I want to change the extension line color, I'll go for D enter again. Say modify. And in the first tab, that is lines, we have the extension line color. We are going to say it as magenta. Say OK, set current and close. So now the extension line color is showing little bit different. Now if I want to show this arc symbol above the text instead of taking it beside the text, we'll go for D enter, say modify, and in modify go to symbols and arrows. Here you have arc length symbol. It is preceding dimension text. Means the symbol of the arc will be shown beside the value. Instead of that, we want to show the symbol above the text. So you go for the second option, that is above dimension text. Say OK, set current and close. So this symbol is coming now above the text. We'll change the line type color. We will say it by layer only. And the layer we have kept is 0. So it has been updated now. Next type of dimension style we are going to see here is radius. So the radius value should be given for the circles which are not completely of 360 degrees. For that, if I have one arc here, suppose if I am going to take one arc in between these two lines, I will say tangent radius for that. First tangent, second tangent, and value I will say 100. Say trim, TR double enter. And now, if I want to show the radius value for this arc, I'll change the layer also here. So if I want to show the radius value for this arc, I'm going to select this option here as radius, select the arc, and that particular radius value will be shown wherever you want to place. I'll put off this ortho mode while giving the dimensions, and you can place the value wherever you want. I'll place it somewhere here. Now we can observe that all the dimension text are coming along with the line orientation. If I want to change the orientation of the text and keep it horizontal, you just need to go for dimension style manager again by selecting D enter on keyboard as a shortcut key. Go for modifications, select text tab, and here you have the option for the text alignment. I'll say it horizontally. Say it OK, set current and close. So now all the text are coming horizontal even if the lines are inclined for the dimensions. You can see here. So the radius value should only be shown for the partial circles or arcs. But if the circle is completely given of 360 degrees, it should be highlighted with the diameters. For that, I am going to select the diameter option. Click on the circle and the diameter will be shown here. The value is shown in diameter. So these are the options, that is linear, align, angular, arc length, radius, diameter. Now we are going to go for this ordinate dimensioning. So for that we have the rectangle here. Now to start with ordinate dimensioning, we need this UCS to be placed where we want to take the 0 reference. I am going to take the 0 reference at this lower left side end of this rectangle. So we need to place this UCS icon here. So for that, go on this option, that is below the view cube. We have this option, select new UCS, place the UCS at the corner, show the X reference first and then the Y reference. So this UCS has been fixed at the corner of the rectangle. Now we'll go for the ordinate dimension, and you can see this will take the 0 reference here. We'll zoom out little bit. So it is taking the 0 reference here. Then again I'll say repeat ordinate and this second value. So if I want to place it straight, you just need to put on the ortho mode. It will go straight. Again repeat ordinate. Third dimension, repeat ordinate. Fourth and the last one. If I want to put off the ortho mode, I can put off the ortho mode and place it as I want. I'll put on the ortho mode again and keep it in alignment only. So now this is the 0 reference for the horizontal dimensioning. Again I want the 0 reference here to be taken. We'll select the ordinate dimension, click here. It is taking 0 for the vertical now. Repeat ordinate second value, the third one, we'll move this diameter here, and the last one. Say repeat ordinate, click here and place it somewhere. So in this way we can place the zero ordinate dimensioning. Next type of dimensioning we are going to see here is jogged. Now suppose if we give the normal radius for this arc, I'm going to select radius option. It is not showing the center reference here. But if I want to show the center reference, we were having the option that is re-enter, modify, go to fit tab, put on this option draw dimension line between extension line. You can see in the preview window it is showing the line here. Say set current and close. Now it is showing the center point of this arc. Now suppose if I don't want the center point to be shown this much far from the arc, we can go for jog option. So I'll select the dimension type as jog here. It is asking for selecting the arc or circle. Near the cursor you can see the note. I'll select the arc. It is asking you for override center location. Means the actual center is coming here, but we can override the center somewhere here. So I'm going to click here. Now it is asking you to specify the dimension line location where you want to place this jog. So I'll place it somewhere here. Now it will ask you to specify the jog location, that is this zigzag line location. So I'm going to place it somewhere here. So by giving this jog dimension style, we don't need this center to be taken so far from the arc. We'll delete this radius and we can show the radius in this way. So this is jog dimensioning. Next style for that I'm going to copy this rectangle here. Say copy. So for the next type I'm going to move to annotate. That all options we have seen outer side are coming here also. But there are two more different types of option given here, that is continuous dimension and baseline dimension. So we'll start with the baseline. So for both the dimension style, first we need to give the linear dimension and then go for the baseline. So I'll give the linear dimension first here, any one linear dimension. So I'm going to select linear. I'll give this first value first. Now when we go for baseline dimensioning, it will take the reference of this linear dimension only. Whatever was the starting point for this dimension, the baseline will be continued as a datum from there itself. Here baseline, second point, third point and the last point. We'll just place the dimensions apart here so as to understand the values. Here all the dimensions are taken from the base, that is one common base. This line is considered, this vertical line is considered as datum, and all the dimensions are referred as a zero reference from here only. But one thing was that you need to take the linear dimension first and then go for baseline dimensioning and just click on the points which you want to refer from the origin. The next type is continuous line dimensioning. For that again I am going to make one line in between. We have this line. Now we'll go for this continuous line dimensioning also. So to start the continuous line dimensioning also we need linear dimension to be given first. So I'm going to give this first entity as a linear dimension and then go for continuous line dimensioning. It will continue from the last dimension given in the screen. Same goes for the baseline dimensions. That's why linear dimensions are needed first and then these two options can be given. So continuous line dimensioning, you just need to click on the points and it will take the dimensions point to point. Instead of referring from the common point, it is taking point to point. It is not like baseline dimensioning. So in continuous line dimensioning, the points are referred from point to point instead of taking it from the common base. So this is the main difference between both of them. But both of them starting is to be done by the linear dimension only. So these were the different dimensioning methods we needed to see here. We'll stop here and we'll continue with the upcoming commands in next lectures. Till then, thank you.